Hi everyone, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 9th of November 2018. Thanks for joining me. I'm using the Tarot in Wonderland for today's reading. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. All right, so the Wheel of Fortune, amazingly drawn here with this dimension to it, this 3D effect. Alice and the rabbit are running at the top. They're trying to get somewhere. And the wheel keeps turning. So if they want to stay on top, they've got to keep running. So that brings a whole different perspective to the Wheel of Fortune. The cards go flying here. Lesser people have tried to do this, to stay on the wheel and to master their own destiny, to master their own fortunes. But many, if not most, have failed. And this is a day where you can run and you can maintain something that you want, and you can get on the Wheel of Fortune and you can cause something to transition and change if you will it. So the universe is with you here. It's giving you a lot of power, and the 10th card of the major arcana is a crossroads. That Roman numeral X, you're going to have to choose which direction you go in. And that is a very personal choice that only you can make. Now, here in the middle, we've got the Queen of Wands. She doesn't look particularly pleased, but the Queen of Wands is a woman who lives her purpose. She doesn't apologize. She is who she is. In this case, she just happens to be a black-hearted, nasty-looking woman, which is... Isn't that politicized, that phrase? Nasty woman? Anyway, I don't mean it to be politicized. I just mean she doesn't look very happy, and there's a black heart drawn there. So she does listen to her passions. So she's got a mean streak. But she's also got this purple here, which means that she listens to her higher self and she tries to do her best. If you're perfect, I mean, she looks really unfriendly, doesn't she? If we were all perfect, then we wouldn't have to meditate and pray and try and make our lives better, because we all have part of her in us. I know I certainly do. That willful, spiteful, I want what I want now, and I want the throne, you know, I'm mean and I'm horrible, and get out of my way, you're an obstacle to what my black little heart wants, and all I want is what I want. Get out of my way, you're an obstruction. I'm not interested even in, you know, no need to speak sort of attitude. She's got the black cat there, magic, powerful magic to protect her on her throne. And this is the Queen of Wands painted in quite a negative light. The Queen of Wands is a woman usually whose heart is open and joyous and not really specified, to be honest, in the regular tarot. She's usually a woman on a throne in a yellow dress, and she's got a wand on and she's got a friendly expression, but we never really get to know what's in her heart. And in this case, we know that this woman has strong, dark desires, and without judging them, they're still her desires. And she doesn't feel like she needs to apologize for them. She wants to do what she wants to do, and she's going to go for it. So either you are that person today who lifts themselves out of a certain way of living and says, to hell with all of this, I'm jumping ship, I'm doing this solo, bye-bye everyone, I'm going my own way, I'm going to create my own destiny. This stuff you've been filling my head with, no longer am I interested in this, and really there's an opportunity to go separate ways. Because getting on the wheel of fortune, making a major transition, and having that kind of certainty in yourself and self-acceptance, you could argue that this is the best Queen of Wands ever, because she doesn't just create beautiful things and make things more loving and creative for everybody. Look at her surroundings. It's a desert. She's burnt everything and everyone to smithereens, really. There's nothing left. And she has the self-insight, at least, to know that she's bad. And to look at yourself and to see the negative stuff and to embrace it is something that we all need to do. Whether we want to celebrate that bad stuff is a choice that you personally make. My suggestion would be not to celebrate the negative aspects of the self, but the positive aspect of the self, because what you give out, you receive. So you can see that demonstrated here. She has given out a lot of her energy, and that's resulted in a desert. No one's around, nothing grows, no life. It's just death and her will. So remember that, be mindful of that. What you give out, you receive back threefold. So if you smile at people and if you're nice, and you make plans for your life, like this is what I'm going to do, and you focus on that and you try and better yourself, but you don't push other people out of the way. You still follow your heart's desire, and today's result is going to be very productive, because the Eight of Pentacles, we can see this wonderful king here off the chessboard, and he's creating these beautiful pentacles, these drawings, and each one is different. He's very creative and he works very hard. He's very productive. So the way I take this reading is that take a look at all sides of yourself, and if there are things that other people call you selfish for, but that are really your dream, then sometimes there's a fine line between being selfish and being controlled by other people. If it's always been your dream to be a fashion designer, and you've now turned 18, and your guardians are insisting that you study medicine because your mother was a doctor and the whole family is from a long line of doctors, but you want to be a designer, and you say, this is what I'm doing, and that's the end of the argument, thank you, that's the end of the discussion. A lot of people are going to feel threatened by that, and you're going to start to appear to them like that. Willful? Spiteful? Why is she doing this to me? Haven't I always been nice? The family has got a tradition. Why would anyone break with that tradition? Eight of Pentacles means that there's a definite outcome here. Things come to a head, and there's a definite kind of clash. There's a confrontation. There's some sort of resolution, some sort of process of ideologies or ways of thinking or being colliding and really becoming clear and verbalized and right in front of your face. And the results of engaging with that, even though not perfect, will be good for you in the long run, because the Wheel of Fortune ultimately leads to you improving your life. may not look perfect. It may feel ugly at times and like you're being willful or you're the bad party or whatever. But the urge is there in you to work at being who you are. And it looks like, to me, like he's trying to get this right. Like each one isn't perfect. And he's striving for perfection. And I think it's a day where you take control of your own life and you really try and make it happen. And there's interference via other people today that try and stop you. And it's important for you to be true to yourself and to stop making allowances for other people and to embrace all of yourself, even that part of you. It's really funny, if you ever come to England, it's so funny, you come here and they will never complain about anything. I mean, in my experience anyway. Like I've had a few acquaintances and stuff, English acquaintances. And like if you go to the cinema, we went to the cinema one time, they gave us the crappiest seats, like right in front of the screen, like where you get like a neck brace, you know? And no complaining. Oh, Greg, don't just, accept it. Don't ever. If you've got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Exactly. Alarms. Hell to that. If I've got an opinion and it's my life and I want something, I don't care what you think of me, I'm doing it. And if you don't give me better seats at the cinema, I want a refund. I will get my ticket back. Thanks. This isn't perfect. I'm striving to get something that's perfect, that's mine, that I want. So you can see there's conflict in the air. Ultimately, the conflict leads to you having a better future if you are true to yourself, rather than saying, ugh, that's ugly. I should just do what I'm told, keep my head down, and let other people take charge. That isn't really an option. It comes to a boiling point today, and it's time to pick a side in terms of the way things are moving forward. 10 and a chord card is 1, so that's 11 and 8 is 19. 1 and 9 is 10. 10 reduces to 1 in numerology, and 1 is the magician. 1 is being in charge, being the leader, being divinely guided, the purple of her dress. Listening to that guidance, putting it into practice, having the motivation and the passion, or this red, to put that into practice. I'm listening to this. This is putting me into the flow of the universe, and I'm running. And possibly their running is what gets it to move. Could be that as well. Philosophical question there. So ultimately, 1, you are numero uno. Think of yourself first, okay? Sounds selfish, but it's your life. You've got your own fortunes to discover. And if other people don't let you do that, then you've got to say, I'm doing it anyway. Who are you? You don't pay my rent. You don't pay my bills. I know. All the people who have traditions and generations of farmland are now saying, God, what a selfish thing to say. Like if you're watching this video and you're the 5th son or the 5th generation and you own the farm and you do the dairy business and you expect your son to keep that family tradition going, which is beautiful and which is a lovely thing, and then you look at a reading like this, then you would see me as this black-hearted, horrible person. But the reality is, what I'm saying is that we all have that within us, and by embracing it, ultimately it leads to a better future for you and everyone. Because if you're sitting around miserable you've ruined my dream of becoming a fashion designer. Now I have to sit here on the farm and you look at that face every day. That's not a blessing either, is it? So you got to make a choice. Sometimes they're not comfortable, but sometimes you got to just bite the bullet. So I hope you have a productive day. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. I use astrology, tarot, and numerology in my personal readings. Hit the subscribe button and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Only if you like the video, of course. If you don't, don't.